No doubt. No doubt it was correctable. Just think about it. We had 5 third down and 7s, 7 pluses. The first touchdown, you third down and 11. We playing zone. Everybody drops 11 yards deep, but you know they're going to kick a field goal. That's 3 points to the 7. The second drive, we had a third down and long, and things we worked on, if we'd have executed that, they would have punted the football in. Instead, they had a touchdown. You go to the third quarter, the first 2 third down and longs. One, we had a zone pressure on, and we worked this route versus a certain coverage. If we executed, they would have punted the football. That's a touchdown. A third down and 15, cover 2. If we executed and we dropped 15 yards deep and make them check down, they punt the football. So opportunities was there. When you get somebody in third down and long and you don't get off the field, you're not going to win many ball games. And that was a situation. We got off the field on third down and 2. That makes no sense. Third down and 7 plus, we didn't. So we execute, who knows, in the fourth quarter, it might be a game. And that's how I look at it. The next thing is we talk about takeaways. We got absolutely none. So we need to get better on third down. We need to get better on takeaways. If those things happen, you're going to be in position in the fourth quarter to win a lot of ball games.
So what was your level of disappointment in how your defense played?
I can't say those words on television because I have it on me right now. But we as a defensive staff, we were extremely disappointed in our performance as a defense. We did not give ourselves a chance of winning that ball game, period.
You want your line to be the strength. You think it'll be the strength. But when Tank is still coming back from an injury, Ridgeway, Charlie said it's not in great shape yet. How much of a challenge is that for them to be the strength?
You know, we have some depth, and we have to rotate guys in. You know, Hassan missed the first 2 weeks of camp. And everybody knows Tank's situation coming back from a serious injury. You know, both those guys played. We also played Puna. We played several guys. You know, Boyette played a lot last year for us. You know, they might not be where they were last year at this time, but they're getting close. And we're going to play 8 guys in the defensive line, so we're going to be fine long-term wise.
Vance, what's the mood of the staff when you see shuffling of responsibilities, even if it's on the other side of the ball?
It's family. Your staff is family, you know, and when your family is hurting, you're hurting, and that's part of it. And so we all just need to come together as a staff, as a family, support each other, and do whatever is necessary to go out and help this football team win games.
Coach, does it kind of show, though, that Coach Strong is really serious about how what he really expects from this team when he makes a change like that one game into the season?
I think he's always been serious. I mean, it's because everybody works hard for one goal, and the goal is to put the University of Texas back on top where it's supposed to be. And he's going to do whatever necessary to get that job done. If that means making adjustments, he makes adjustments. That means redshirting a guy, not redshirting a guy. And those are decisions that each and every head coach across this country has to make. So he's doing the things that he deems necessary to win. And whatever he does, you know, as an assistant coach, we all support him, and that's part of our job, that's part of our responsibility.
On the long touchdown pass, did Duke think he had deep help on that?
The coverage, again, was a zone coverage. Duke should have done a better job of rerouting the guy, sinking and carrying, and the safety should have been over the top. I mean, we called the defense, to be honest, to stop the pass game. They had certain things we knew it was a pass, and we just, again, didn't execute. I mean, that's the guy we said, go in the ball game, don't give up a big play. We had a cloud corner, safety over the top, so technically we're in 2-deep zone, and we didn't execute. Therefore, it was a 66-yard touchdown, which kind of broke our backs. And now the entire game went that way. You know, we didn't execute. Period.
Vance, NBC was going on and on about Malik, you know, for obvious reasons. What'd you think of him and the other freshmen specifically who were out there?
Malik made some plays, and he was inconsistent. You know, we pressured a lot early, and we brought Malik a lot early. That's what Malik did in high school. So we tried to settle him down, take some of the pressure off of him, and let him just go rush. And we did quite a bit of that. So you saw hits in the backfield, those type of things. But guess what? We were blitzing. We're doing what we always do. Well, if a guy can make a play, guess what we do? We send him. We had some other kids that played. Devontae Davis got some playing time early. in the ball game at cornerback, and he was inconsistent. Freshmen, they what freshmen do. They're going to make a nice play, they're going to miss a play. That's about all they did, including Malik.
Were you encouraged by what you saw from Ed Freeman?
You know, somewhat. Again, for a redshirt freshman, he made some plays. He ran around, went the wrong way a couple of times, had some wrong fits, then he made a play. So again, the inconsistency of a guy who hadn't played was there. You know, John Bonner was another guy. You know, he had one nice tackle when the ball broke, and other times he was a little bit too safe on his coverage. Another guy who hadn't played a single down yet. And that's what we have right now, but those guys can help it get better. That's the best thing about it. We're going to continue to play more freshmen and give them more playing time. You look at Charles Minihue. I mean, he went in the game early and did some good things, you know, and other times he got blocked. And that's just where we are in the program right now. The guys playing hard. We're going to get better with it. And at the end of the day, we're going to do what we do. We're going to pressure guys. And when we press, we have to make plays. It's just that simple. You don't back down while this guy's young. Okay, that's great. You know, young guy, you out there playing, you're not young anymore. You've been through all-season program. You've been through training camp. You're not young. Grow up. Let's go.
Coach, you put a lot of work this offseason getting guys to buy in and kind of get this program in y'all's direction. But you hear Charlie say Monday, kind of got to go back to square one and start over. Explain to us why it's not time to hit the panic button when you hear start over.
I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to walk in, I'm going to smile, I'm going to get out to my guys, and they already know. I tell them we're going to blitz and we're going to blitz. So starting over means we blitzing. Well, we did the same thing yesterday, the day before that. So we're going to do what we always done. We're pretty simple on defense for the most part. You have one or two minor adjustments you make every ball game, but we're going to take the same thing every week to the ball game. And it starts with this. On defense, if you don't play hard, you're not going to play. So as we go back, look at video, and you're not playing hard, you're on the sideline. If that's square one, that's been square one from day one. So 365 days of the year is square one for us as a defensive staff. Each day is a brand new day. It's a new opportunity to get better and learn some things. That's what we're teaching on defense.
It was Wagner, but Rice had 400 rushing yards, and their quarterback can move around a little bit. What does that do to you? What does your defensive line need to get better in a hurry?
We all need to get better in a hurry. That's the first thing. But they have an athletic quarterback. They run. It's option football. Option football is assignment football. That's always a concern. And I'm looking more at last season of Rice from Notre Dame to Texas A&M, and he gave those guys a hard time. They had a hard time tackling him last year. And those are really good football teams with some really good athletes, so he's definitely concerned. Trying to find ways to corral him and get him on the ground is going to be difficult. He can make plays with his legs, from scrambling to running the option, so he is a major concern for us right now.
Who does he remind you of?
I'm not going there. You're trying to set me up.
Did Zaire still remind you of Russell Wilson?
I said that. What did you think after you saw him play?
Pretty damn good.
That's my whole point. And this kid here, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a guy that reminds me a little bit of guys who played for Syracuse and the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't say any names. So you draw conclusions yourself. He's a smaller version of that guy.
Vance, does Chris Boyd have more confidence than you did as a freshman?
It's not even close. Chris Boyd think he can walk on water. My man is off the charts. I mean, I love that kid. Once he figures out how to play, he has a potential to be an extremely good football player. You know, what's great about our freshman class, we're in there Monday night, you know, as a defensive staff, and we're watching video, and about 5 of our freshmen come in there and sit down for about 30 minutes watching video with us, just laughing and joking. They have a different mindset. That's why potentially those guys, they're going to be good football players. And they didn't have to be in there. They'd sit down and kick back like they're at home. And I look at these guys like, you cats are nuts. I mean, if I were you right now, I'd be doing something else. It's relaxing, but they sitting back there having a good time with the coaches. So that's why I feel extremely good about the future of this program.
But when he runs over a guy and then forgets to grab the fumble, is that just how it is with freshmen, that they'll do it fast, but maybe not?
He gets so hyped up sometimes he's a little bit out of control. As he matures, he'll learn how to control that, and you're going to see a guy make the hit and probably pick the ball up and go score a touchdown with it.
Vance, but going back to those freshmen for a second, I mean, we don't get to see Malik often, but when we do, he's incredibly impressive around us. You know, and these guys just, like you said, these are different guys. These aren't just freshmen. Are they?
Yeah, they are.
18-year-old kids? I mean, the 18-year-old, are they
They-
18-year-old guys?
Yeah, they freshmen. And like I said once before, some other guys, they don't know that they don't know. They just out there, and they're having a good time. And the good players, they're that way. And I've been around some good players. Joe Hayden was that way. Janoris Jenkins, 2 corners I had in Florida. Charles Woodson. I had Greg Meyer as a freshman at Colorado State, who went on to win the Thorpe and played in the league a long time. They had that same demeanor. They didn't know, and they thought they were supposed to be out there, and they wouldn't play that way. And that's a lot of these guys are that way right now, which is a good sign of things to come. And you wish you didn't have to play those guys, but they are going to have to play.
Will you change anybody at starter or give
No.
anybody more playing time?
Some of the young guys will get more playing time. As the season goes on, they're going to get more and more playing time. And when you have competition, it makes you better. And that's one thing that we must continue to have. And you get that through recruiting. The better we recruit, the more competition we have. And people out there say, well, Charlie Strong won't play freshman. Vance Bedford won't play freshman. I play the best players. I don't care who they are. Because like I said, I got a brand new puppy. I have to feed that puppy. So I'm going to play whoever get it can go out there and play so I can feed my puppy.
Coach, we all,
What?
Coach, everyone knows obviously that the offense is struggling right now. Do you feel as a defensive coordinator that this defense may need to carry this team and take on the onus until that offense gets to where it needs to be?
I think the defense needs to just go play football. I mean, part of a team is doing your job. Saturday night, again, we didn't do our job as a defense. We had 5 times where they 3rd down and 7 and get out the football field. Just imagine if you do that, how the game could have been different. How many points could have been taken off the board? Or if you in a position where you can make a play on the ball, you intercept the football. If we just do our job, that in itself protects this football team and gives the team a chance to win. And that's what we need to do, and that's what we're going to have to do. That's part of our responsibility.
It's hard to do your job when you're on the field for about 40 minutes, though, isn't it?
Well, you got to get off the field. When you're on 3rd down, you get off the field. You're on the field for 40 minutes. That's what I tell the defense all the time. Get your butt off the field. If you're in position, we call a certain defense, and you what you're supposed to do, be and do your job, you get off the field. So therefore, that helps too. The name of the game in the NFL, they say if you get 4 3 and outs, that's like a takeaway. And so I tell the defense, let's go get some 3 and outs. Okay, let's do our job first, and we do our job, we're gonna be okay. And that's where it starts. I learned one thing about being around coaches. I don't talk about offense. I don't talk about special teams. It takes everybody to win the game, but we have to do our part first. Saturday night in South Bend, Indiana, we did not do our job. And like I said, we got to fill on 3rd down. There's no telling what might have happened.
Who got winning football grades for your players? Anybody?
Our coaches graded extremely hard, so it wasn't very many. It was very few, very few.
Malik and Nashon too?
I wouldn't say that. Again, you got to understand coaches, who they play for. I mean, if they take a wrong step, that's a minus. I mean, these guys here are critical. I mean, if it was me, I'm an easy grader. But the guys I have with, if they were teachers, I would not want to be in their classes.
So who would you give winning grades to, maybe?
It might be some C's and D's, about the best I could do.
Vance, the ticket office says there's still 15,000 seats available for Saturday. Do you have a pitch to make to fill those?
Every time I make a pitch, I get an email from the North End Zone because I said something I shouldn't have said. But I'm going to make my pitch anyway. If you're a fan of the University of Texas, you're going to have your asses in those seats. You can print it just that way. Those players work extremely hard, and they want your support. They need your support. That's what it's all about. And I think if you are truly a Longhorn, you are there, good, bad, and different. You should be like the postman, rain, sleet, mud. Come support these players. They work extremely hard. They need your support. We need to make DKR a place that people don't want to come. Why? Because our fans are loud, and the offensive teams can't make checks. And that's what it's all about. It's about fans. It's about game day. And that's what we're looking forward to. That's what these young guys look forward to, coming home to a field stadium of cheers or boos, whatever you want to do. But show up.
Coach, I know it's not your side of the ball. We asked this offseason about Tyrone maybe being misunderstood because he's not a rah-rah guy, and sometimes his demeanor looks like he doesn't care. As a fan, they can really only see production on the field. What would you say to Tyrone when all the doubters are saying you don't have the leadership quality, you're not doing it on the field? What would you tell him?
First thing, it comes back to his teammates. As long as your teammates and your coaching staff believes in you, that's what it's all about. And I keep coming back to this. This is family. You know, we have 85 guys on scholarship. It's family. And I have 2 beautiful sisters. And when I come home, my sisters love me, win, loss, it makes no difference. And if anyone messes with my sisters, they have a problem. And that's how I look at it. So it's great to look at social media and see what people says, but at the end of the day, as long as they have support of family, that's what's important. Because when you win, everybody loves you. Boy, you're the best thing. Let me go buy you a hamburger. Let me go do this. Let's go out and have a drink. When you lose, all of a sudden, you get called every name in the book. But guess who always are the same? Your family. And my little dog that my wife just got at home, that dog don't know any better. They just want to lick my little hand. I'm good to go. Family. You see my point? So for Tyrone, as long as you got support of your family, be who you are. Go work hard every day. Do everything you can to improve, to be the best you can do to give this football team an opportunity to win. And that's what's important.
2 last ones. What kind of puppy is it?
It's a Habernice. I have no idea what that is.
What?
A Habernice.
What is that?
You asking the wrong person. You need to ask my wife that question. I mean,
Ryan, last question.
Vance, you've known Jay Norvell for a long time before you guys worked
This-
together here. What gives you confidence that he can fix whatever is ailing the offense right now?
because of the people that he's working with. He has the demeanor of a defensive coach the way he coaches. I would love to have him on defense, his approach, his attitude. And again, the guys he's working with, I think Tommy Robinson is one of the better running back coaches you're going to find out there. Coach Washington, a class individual, professional, does a great job with the quarterbacks. You got Joe Wickline, who everybody knows. I think this staff here is really good. So when you have a good supporting cast, it really helps out. It's great to say that Joe the Ragman gets all the credit, but it takes a family or team to get it done. It's great people say, well, Vance, you've done a great job. Vance didn't do anything. I haven't played a single down. The defensive staff we have, the GAs and the quality control guys we have, they do an outstanding job. It's sad that we always talk about one guy. There's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of families involved in that situation. And that's the thing about it. So he's going to do a good job because of the people that he has around him.
Thanks, Kane.
Can we get the name of your dog, Coach?
That's a long story. You got time for this? My wife's sister, she lives in St. Louis, Missouri. She has kids, and she always wanted her kids to name one of their children Tiki, after Tiki Barber. So my wife gets a dog. And so all of a sudden, she wants to make her sister happy and name the dog Tiki. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I was acting to name the dog I'd be happy, D-O-G-G. I don't know how you do it, but let me get out of here before I get in trouble with the North End Zone. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Vance.